Hey parents, welcome to this week's at-home video. I wanted to touch base with you about where we're headed this Wednesday night. If you remember last week, we started our series on dating called What You Think About Most. And last week I talked about identity and who we are in Jesus and how that should inform every aspect of our lives, including our dating relationships. This Wednesday night, we're going to start talking about dating standards and what do we need to be looking for in the people that we might potentially date. I'm going to come from 1 Corinthians 13, which is a familiar passage to most people. It's read at weddings a lot, and while it does have application to the marriage relationship, it's not specifically for that. We look throughout Scripture and it tells us that God is love. And so if God is the truest, fullest, clearest definition of love and is displaying that to us through His Son, Jesus Christ, we need to make sure that we're looking at people that we might potentially date and making sure they have a relationship with Jesus and then see how that love that He is displayed in that person's life. We're going to look at it three facets: how that love is displayed personally, what is their personal faith like, how that love is displayed relationally, how do they love the people around them, and then last, how that love is displayed romantically. If we've seen them date other people, how do they treat the people that they're in relationship with? And so we're going to be walking through that tomorrow night. I'm excited to be able to bring that to your students tomorrow. But as you continue the conversation at home, there's just a couple of things that I would encourage you to talk to your student about. The first one that could be a really fruitful conversation is ask them, what qualities or characteristics are you desiring to find in somebody that you might date? Like, what's that person gonna look like? Like, what do you think that they should have as far as character and integrity and the traits that they have as a person? Second thing is this, and it's going to get you to have a real honest conversation with your student. I'm asking you to be bold and be brave and share with them just some life experience. Has there been a time in your life where you have lowered the standards that you know God has called you to date somebody, and how that didn't work out because that's not what God has for us? So share with your students maybe some failures in dating that you've experienced, how God walked through that with you. And that He's redeemed you through that. He's brought you through that and grown you through that. And I think that could be a really beneficial conversation between parent and child. And then last but not least, I think you should take some intentional time and speak truth in your student's life and tell them, here's what I wish for you in your dating relationships. Whenever you're ready to do that, when you as a family decide that student is ready to start dating, here's the kind of person that I want you to date. Here are the kind of goals I want you to have in dating. Here's how I want those relationships to end up along down the line. And so I think that could be a really, really life-giving thing for you and your student to be able to hear that from you. So that's what we're going to be diving into tomorrow night. Next week, we're going to be talking about boundaries and specifically about sex. So I just want you to be aware of that as we get closer to that date, that we're going to be talking about that. If you have questions, feel free to reach out to me. But I am excited to continue this series and excited to see your students tomorrow night. Make sure that you are encouraging them to be here. See if you can pick up any of their friends. But we're looking forward to hanging out tomorrow.